Comparators can read how full a container is. These are all the different containers that a comparator can read out from. When you put them next to it like this, it'll tell you how full it is. A chest with 27 slots is going to take a lot more items to get a signal strength of say 7 than a block with fewer slots, like a dispenser, that only needs 4 stacks here to get a signal strength of 7. The smallest one here is a decorated pot. With only 1 slot, it needs the fewest items to get the strongest signal strength. But other ways to get signals exist too. The crafter works a little bit differently. Instead of depending on how full it is, it depends how many slots have items in them, including disabled ones. So if we click on 3 here, it'll output 3. And this does only go up to 9. But with items themselves, we can see that if we've got even 6 stacks of items in here, it'll still only output 6. It just cares how many slots have items in them. 6 with just 1 still outputs just 6. Composters are a pretty common one to see as well. They're relatively cheap to make, but they only go up to a signal strength of 8. And can't stay at 7. If we bring them up to a level of 7, they'll just pop up to 8. Cauldrons are another good cheap way to get some signal strengths, but they only go up to 3. We can bring them down with water bottles, but otherwise, they aren't the most useful things, aside from being able to push them around with pistons. Lecterns are another pretty common one. The book, with 15 pages in it, will give you a signal strength depending on what page you are. It depends how far you are in the book, but using 15 pages makes the 15 signal strength a lot easier. Copper bulbs will output power just whether or not they're on or off. If they're on, they output 15. If they're off, they output nothing. Item frames, pretty similarly, don't output anything normally. But if we have an item in them, they'll output a signal strength of 1, and can rotate all the way up to 8 for the max signal strength, going back to 1 when we bring it back to normal. And portal frames won't read out anything, but will give a signal when there's an eye in it. And for the respawn anchor, if there's nothing in it, same thing, until we put some glowstone in it. It'll go up by a few levels each time, so be sure to play around with it. Just be careful not to explode it. Jukeboxes will output different signal strength based on the disc that's in them. Be sure to check the wiki for all the different levels in there. And chiseled bookshelves can hold books, and will actually tell you the last slot that you interacted with. So if I put a book in a slot 5, it'll output 5, but even if I take it out of slot 1, it'll output 1. Leave your redstone questions in the comments, and subscribe for more daily tips. Peace!